Hello, my name is Luca Rogers, and I will be presenting on the literary device imagery. Now, what is imagery? Imagery is the art of using words to paint a picture in the reader's mind. So, if I was to describe this room to you right now, I'd say wide, spacious, but cluttered, with furniture and tabletops, chessboards that finish the appeal of the room, etc. Imagery is used to pull a reader in and make them feel like they're following the author wherever they go. Now, the sample I used, the sample of literature that I'm going to be using for this presentation is Dante's Inferno, and I chose this one because Dante's Inferno has a lot of imagery in it. Imagery can also be symbolic, but symbolism is its own literary device. But you'll see that imagery can be symbolic. You first start reading Dante's Inferno, and immediately you're found in a forest with him. It's dark, it's gloomy, and he's trying to get up this hill, and he's all of a sudden he's stopped by these three wolves, and they're described in great detail, and you feel like you're really there with Dante as he's facing this great trial. Now that is a perfect example of imagery, because it tries to put you in the same world as your main character, as your protagonist or antagonist. And just from what I described, you probably pictured a dark forest with light shining down from a hill that somebody's trying to climb up, but they're stopped by three wolves. And all I said was about 50 words. Now that is what imagery does. Now another question is the significance of imagery on literature today. Now, you have old literature, and I think for this I'll use antiquity. So we'll use the Bible. The Bible has got a lot of imagery, but most of the Bible's imagery is actually symbolic, or it's trying to explain something. So the Bible is not told in a form of story that we're used to. The Bible is told in A, B, C, D kind of form. It's not going to describe every single setting that they're in. It might say Jesus went to Galilee and then he started preaching in this city, but it's not going to describe the cities. But it will describe circumstance. Now, imagery can also be used in describing circumstance, like what is happening and what are the tensions like. Now, used to a newer book, I'd say Dante's Inferno, and an even newer book, I'd say Les Miserables, which is about 1,500 pages, but most of it is imagery. It's used to put the reader in the story with the main character, Jean Valjean, or Fantine, or Cosette, or Javert. Now, you'll still see this everywhere. If you read literature, you'll see a break between action and narration, and right between there, you see that instead of something happening, something is being described, and that is where imagery comes into play and how it impacts literature today.